welcome to the program. My name is Man Kota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. Today, we will talk about the First Lady and the First Man. We will talk about Fatima Bio. We will talk about President Bio. This program is going to focus on them two people here. Because you know why? They are our mother and father. So, we will talk about them. But let's start with Fatima Bio. If you look at the situation today in Sierra Leone in terms of politics, when it comes to political, discussions, debates, na social media, one of the most prevalent voices na Salon, na the First Lady. And this is a unique situation, ladies and gentlemen, because we not use the First Lady for play a ceremonial role, because constitutionally speaking, the First Lady is not a member of the executive, neither a member of the government generally. So we allow the First Lady of we country for make it play some kind of minimal role na the national development, not necessarily involved in political activities. And when we look at the time since 1996 when multi-party democracy came na Salon, we know say this has been the case. First ladies now people the way they play minimal role in terms of active politics. Now people the way they use their own leverages for do good to the country, especially for vulnerable people. Whether we talk about Sia Koroma, where Sia Koroma na one of the first ladies them at that country there, where he hardly for make you hear Sia Koroma at all. Not to because you know one for talk, not to because politically speaking, in somebody we no one involved in politics, but because is seen in position as First Lady as a privilege for make he assert in your goodwill towards the general purpose of the country. And he realizes you can never going to be successful for make you able to assert your humanitarian feelings and activities into the country if you actively involved in politics. Because the art of politics now something we get for do with taking sides. And the moment you take side, you become no longer a true person for dispense your humanitarian gestures to certain sections of the community or the country as a whole. This is why it is very, very important for a First Lady. I'm not saying the First Lady should not play political role, but it has to be minimal. Because one of the things we know for sure, besides being a First Lady, you married to a husband and you therefore seek the interest of your husband. You therefore defend your husband. But as a person, we married to a president, a leader of a nation, a political leader, there is always a thin line for make you not fall one way or the other. This is why most often first ladies are, shy away from playing active politics. because they have a lot to do for helping a lot of people in the country. Of discussion or debate within social media, where most times people they talk say, oh yeah, Fatima Bio a young lady and he vibrant, they speak in mind, they do everything. I don't think that is the problem with Fatima Bio. I don't think say speaking your mind and being a young woman is the problem. And in fact, people like me actually happy and admire people like Fatima Bio in some instances because of the intelligence and because a young woman, I admire that. Quite seriously. So the idea or the argument that Fatima Bio wetin make you do so because na young woman, na this, na that, all those type of arguments. I don't think say that's the reason why Fatima Bio should do wetin they do so. I just believe say, let me just make sure the people they see some text and they come in and out. Let me open the social media, make sure say follow up what they go. Now give me one. Okay. Alright, so being a young woman is one thing, but intentionally inserting yourself into national politics is not good for a first lady. You know why? Because it exposes you to a lot of unintended consequence. In Adiyari Fatima Bio, they grumble say, people then they talk bad things against them, and so much things then way bad things when they talk against them, because people are not want for hearing the truth. Well, the truth of the matter here is, as a political figure, you have or you must expect some of them things. And that make it was very much advisable for make Fatima Bio not for being done insert himself into the national politics. Let it for be stay, yes, he can defend a man one way or the other, but make him not insert himself into national politics in a way where go expose him in a very, very, very negative way. This is the problem where Fatima Bio gets. And at the same time, the other problem where I see with Fatima Bio no know how for talk. I think that's the best way for describe her when they talk about diplomacy. If you want to insert yourself into national politics and you're not a public figure, one of the arts of politics where you need for learn and call that diplomatic conversation. Whenever you go out there, the public, you talk. You get to understand, say, people are listening. They are not listening to an ordinary citizen. They are listening to a first lady. That cap, that personality, go able remove her away from you. So there is not going to be a separation between you as an ordinary citizen and you as a first lady. There is no line of demarcation here. Now that make I was so surprised whether I don't know, but it seems like the first lady no get advisors. All right, hold on, guys, hold on. All right, so that is the problem where I see with Fatima Bio. Fatima Bio, it seems the first lady, no get advisors. Sometimes we see first ladies then get their own advisors them where they help them for make them not fall into the realm or into the emotions of politics. It seems gets advisors, and even some of the things the way Fatima Bio they come to public, they talk. If not somebody will get advisors, we first they discuss some of them things and they before it come na public they talk. I believe say enough have been talk some of them things. One example. Fatima Bio they talk say the only according to him the only two Sierra Leoneans for now are SLP folks. This is very, very divisive. This is not how a first lady should talk. Now, a dumb statement that one day, I'm sorry for say so, but it is dumb. That statement should not have come out from a person we call the mother of the nation. I don't know whether Bio they actually get some kind of a one-on-one husband and wife conversation for some of them statements here way in where they talk in the public. These are divisive statements. So are you telling us, me, we not to SLPP, the other folks, the way they look at, way they watch we not to SLPP folks, are not true Sierra Leoneans? This is what you are saying? Is that the way of a leader supposed to talk? This is very, very bad. Bad. And this is why it is time for make His Excellency President Bio start for put brakes on the way in which they involved in politics. Because at the end of the day, nothing therefore happen. It not only affects Fatima Bio, it therefore affect the president himself, and it therefore affect the government, because now people don't begin associate Fatima Bio in talk with the government activities, with the government official statements. Because you know why? President Bio allowed Fatima Bio to become the spokesman of the government. In most cases, in most instances, we they see Fatima Bio na in the can, na the mic, and talk about stuff about the government. You know, so hello. So all right. So if this is an official appointment by His Excellency President Mada Bio for say Fatima Bio get a right for involved in national politics, again for ambog in the president, again for ambog Fatima Bio, because you know why? Fatima Bio don't involve so in so many national projects, and them projects then they're not supposed, you're not supposed for mix them with politics, because the moment you mix them with politics, people then they look you with suspicion. And if that is the case, you will never going to succeed. So you understand what I'm trying to talk about. Alright? And very, very important. This has nothing to do with politics. Okay? Yes, I am an APC member. But a lot of una way sabi muna no say me as somebody way when it comes to national issues, I know they mix partisan politics and with the national issues. I always stand in the line of national interest. And this is a national interest. You know, it's getting too much for this government, for this first lady, for begin talk some of them things, and they say the only true Sierra Leoneans are the SLPP for now. You see the point what you try to talk about? And after you talk so, then you come back, begin to go talk, say, oh, people do not like what you they talk, people do not like you because they don't want to see the truth. Are you saying if somebody know they support the SLPP, the agenda, so therefore they are not true Sierra Leoneans? Fatima Bio, do you understand the differences between SLPP and Sierra Leone? I don't think you understand that. I don't think you understand that. The differences between SLPP and Sierra Leone. Before there is an SLPP government, there is a country. Okay? So when they try to label people, then we know they support within the SLPP, then they do, or the government they do, so therefore they are not true Sierra Leoneans. I think you don't fall on your sword. This is very, very destructive for you, Madam First Lady. You should not have said so. Yes, I know say you come from movie industry, wherein actors and actresses, the only thing they know now fake things, then things that were not real at all. Everything actors and actresses do, they are not real things. But this is different from politics. This is different from politics. If you know the pan talk, I'll just mute your phone for now. This is different from politics. This is not acting. Because every single word that comes out of your mouth gets a negative or positive effect on the lives of Sierra Leoneans. Now that make for use acting skills in politics. If that is the case, you will ever see the reality. Because acting is not real. Okay? That's Namiyo's statement for the First Lady Fatima Bio. It is unfortunate. Now somebody I know say very, very, intelligent, now somebody where I know say, I like Fatima Bio. Now young woman, very, very vibrant in terms of the way they do things. But I think the inexperienced part of them, they eat her up very, very slowly or very, very quickly. Because, and that is why the president need for firm advisors, if you don't do so, advisors for the First Lady. This is why the president need for sit down with the First Lady and try for tell and say, all right, Madam First Lady, this is the line of demarcation. This is what you are free to do. Do anything you want to do when it comes to national development and other stuff. But when it comes to national politics, you get a line of demarcation, because you know so experience for say something in a diplomatic way. So therefore, if you want to come out and say something, pass it to your advisors. We will discuss some where we don't get the correct statement where you supposed to do. Come to public and make your statement. So this way, you can still involve in politics, but you not go expose yourself to this ridicule and very dangerous, reactions where they go around the country or social media. That is the problem with the president himself need for fix, and it is only the president who has to fix this. And it has been almost 3 years. We remember at the time when this president came to power, we know when Fatima Bio involved in politics, up to this time, things are not getting better. Things are just getting worse. Every single day, Fatima Bio come to public and talk. There is always going to be a problem. And you they give ammunitions to your opponent or your husband in opponent because of some of them reckless statements here from the First Lady. They give ammunition. People then they use them against your husband, and that will be very, very destructive. Now let me bring in my commentators there. Let's start with Bible. What thing are you going to take on this?
Well, I want to start for thank you, the moderator, thank the colleague, commentators, and I want to tell the audience then, plenty thank you for their time and efforts. Well, as you rightly said, the office of the First Lady are very, very important position nowadays. Nothing where, like how they can say, people and they will get what they call written and unwritten constitution. Though one thing I read the talk say we get the office and no get no guidelines. And no get no book. working and prescription, what you for do, not for do. But there are certain things which are written, some are not written. And at times in life, enough fit may go to do something where they make you appear odd. Not everyone begin be first lady. That office they don't exist long time ago, and currently they exist in other countries. For see a first lady, they behave in a conduct that is peculiar to the statue or the status of a first lady, than the embarrassment to even himself, a man, and to the country as large. So then kind education here of the big commentary, I think they go serve as awareness raising or for sending information. Say at least may not say not in one day in this the entire population of Sierra Leone involved. Everybody gets a stake over this. Not in one no more. We embarrass himself as a first lady. Entire Sierra Leonean population has been embarrassed. So may go the thing, but we way they take or whatever action the way it do in public, may go remember say, oh, how would Sierra Leonean be look like? And what about a husband where he like, where he one can help? So now that day we try for talk. So the first lady, even in what the even ways somebody not be fitting office, enough for talk enough for talk and if you want come formally, may follow the protocol, may establish the office, may get expertise then from the foreign ministry who go they prepare speeches for them. Just because they not write that speech, they may not talk. May people anything way talk if it be tailored in line with the husband the agenda, may not come with a different agenda. Now one green president will get when a man. So anything way go they talk, may go they be unilateral. Now one of the fundamentals in management, where the unity of command, enough fit where and say the first lady, you want to create a parallel office to the president that himself gets the power for do this. No, if you not say if they under a man in office and whatever they do for be under a man in programs there. So that I maybe we talk so let the first lady go remember we as citizens we not go to embarrass we. So I go answer pay for my colleague them, check the inside.
Well, here is the problem with this entire episode where they go on with the first lady. When we look at let's take an example like which I talked in my monologue as Sia Koroma. Sia Koroma gets good education. Sia Koroma, he gets good experience. A lot of people them they try to instigate or provoke Sia Koroma for making involved in politics. But he understands him anything where they talk outside of in your own husband, in your interest, it hurts a husband. A lot of people that they talk so many things about Sia Koroma this, about Sia Koroma that, but he hardly, for the past 11 years where President Anes Koroma been in the power, you hardly hear Sia Koroma talk. Does that mean he not being gets he not be know how to talk? No, Sia Koroma know how to talk. Sia Koroma na always talk. Some of you know that. But you understand, say, she was no longer just an ordinary Sierra Leonean, as with current first lady they think. Because most of the time, the first lady, after he say something, then begin to and say, oh, me na Sierra Leonean, I get right for talk. Me self na ordinary citizen, like una. That's na lack of understanding for saying, yes, you are a Sierra Leonean, but now you are elevated to a position where you ordinary Sierra Leonean sheep or whatever you call them is no longer, an excuse for making you say something that is very, very ridiculous, not only to your office as a first lady, but to your government and your husband. So now let's go to Bashir. Bashir, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So I want to speak of what I Bible just say. That the woman they say things way are different. It's not parallel. It's a different message from a husband. Are we really that sure? Okay, I feel like now we know more as commentators. They're away from the outside. Now we think this is a problem. Okay, this woman only do the same thing for 2.5 years now in that office. The same thing, almost every 2-3 months. The same type of divisive statement, the same type of statement that really should be coming from the husband, not the wife.
Yep.
And not once. And then I hear you in your introduction, you talk about the man needs for stuff. It's different to that. I'm sorry, but when you marry the boss, he has to make you tell the boss what to you for the mother married the boss. Okay?
That's true.
Mother I don't say this before, I don't say again. Okay? Mother in downfall one, because when I never make it downfall.
Yeah, Namumu.
You never go as a failure. Because even with young people then, okay, even firing, let's be very clear. It's insider information. Most of the firing, changing positions that they come out from Fatima, not Mother. If Fatima not lucky today, you lost that position there. If Fatima, for some reason, we say, Makota, you make certain statements, okay? You go, regardless if Mother wants you or not, okay? So, Udan are really not the boss.
True.
All the talk was, maybe what we need for do is Makota Fatima, make it tell him, make him ask for some more. Because Mother has not been able for do anything, for even making your own policy statement. So you see that this really not Mother stand for. It's not there. Look at this hopelessness. Then people are there, that people have been thief that arrest, but then picking them. Slowly they try for all puts them back in. Okay, you talk about that, you stand for corruption, right? But again, that ain't my business. I get for 9 down for one. This lady very irresponsible. Lady not sabi, and as a first lady, you should be seen, not hard, right? Most first ladies, the way they control power are from the background,
Yep.
right? And near the background, they control, they put pressure on you, to make them get certain things accomplished, right? Without you really hearing them, right? And then go to even with the man, influence the man for do the type of things that we them want, influence certain department. Then the same too. But remember the whole rape thing, right? Say, as a first lady, if you want to make them push that investigation faster, there's a way that you can communicate to the police chief, right? You put pressure on them, make them do this. Pass on, like, behind the scenes. Instead of you come in front of everybody and give them, it was 72 hours, whatever timeline you give them. It's so just, but sometime in day, you munku, I could just left and day. I'm serious. You munku, you don't know how to use power.
So the question I get for you on that particular issue, and this is very, very surprising, Bashiru, because we see somebody we don't fight for this power for almost 20 years or even over 20 years, and now God can give you the power, you become so lazy and very, very, I don't know what I get for. What's in the ground with Mother Bio?
Because in that 20 years, if we really stop, again, if I really vote last election, I don't vote for Mother, okay? The matter just makes it clear. I'm not hate Mother. I don't know Mother from one day, both school, in 1990, your mother go school, no Mother before they even come to PRC and all this stuff. Mother, if you go back, you look at that 20 years, the fight for power. Can you really tell me any initiative where Mother really do will be in the power? Mother and Allah, because he belongs to president once, okay? But there is this people that know him because of that. That's not only he ride up on. Mother itself, if you really look, even as a party person, you really pinpoint exactly what Mother in leadership do. Specifically, go point as a leader, now this you do not the SFP party, or as a leader when you run for presidency and stuff like that. This is not what Mother do. In that 20 years from MPRC to this present time, think about it. Go specifically pinpoint things that you say Mother do this, mother do this. Sure. Honestly, think about it. Okay? People them don't know from that. In SLPP, in power people that we don't put together and say that in the ones. Okay? But Mother itself has really not done that much for showing a leadership. So we know that, because this is our problem. We never look for leadership. We need to look for, okay, what did this man be done? What kind of initiative therefore help youth, then help this, nothing. Even in the past, you know, be the talk. Nobody ever the talk. If you go back, you look at all the big SLPP sets they will have the past. APC. They never remember that talk. People have the talk for us.
Well, that's not good leadership skills down there.
No,
I don't think so.
Look at it. To be honest, go look. Give me one big speech way Mother gave between 2012, we also so honest, to when we can win. Give me one big speech, policy speech where Mother actually make. To be honest, give me one.
Even some of the speeches the way Mother Bio they give, sometimes I can wonder if Mother Bio even they read them speeches and they before they give them speeches and they, because you they see the struggle Panam where they read speech, something is not right with Mother Bio in terms of leadership. But today we don't get time, and I don't think say well
Mother will change, nothing Fatima, nothing will change with Fatima. Nothing. Okay, nothing. If Fatima even come say the only people there with us Leonean and they people there, not they do anybody. But I promise you, if any minister say that day, you man go there all over them. Right? They go there all over them. But Fatima go say any type craziness, nothing will happen. But some ministers say that they will just not say that they receive, and now they will likely suspend yourself. But Fatima will say even worse, nothing will happen.
well, let's talk about Mother Bio himself, because this segment was specifically about the Her Excellency, the first female president of Salon, Fatima Bio. Now let's talk about Mother Bio itself, because it seems like well, we not say Mother Bio don't travel out of the country since the coronavirus being calmed as alone way then lock. Now then days there he just travel. So here is the thing, let me start with the people then when are conspiracy theorists. Because when you go on social media about this travel, you they see so many information way very, very ridiculous in the first place. Now, one of the things we I always know can like we as Sierra Leoneans they do when we wish we own leader or leaders forget trouble, for make them get sickness, for make them do this, for make them do that. And then outside this conspiracy theory come out. When Mother Bio left the country, a lot of people then begin to talk, say, oh, Mother Bio don't infected with coronavirus, so you're gonna Lebanon for women himself. This is what is going on on social media. But when you look at this, one of the things where any sane Sierra Leonean, where not to just blind or dumb partisan person, let's say Mother Bio gets coronavirus. You dey expect Mother Bio gets coronavirus, they kind of American, they go to England or Germany or other advanced countries them. Mother Bio they go to Lebanon for women himself. What in Lebanon where Mother Bio get for go get in terms of coronavirus cure? So sometimes people they're so dumb when they're ready for pull out statements against the leaders or the government, they look ridiculous. Very, very ridiculous. And this they tell we the kind of mentality, the kind of immature, way of doing things as Sierra Leoneans will still get. So you expect say you real leader where you very well know say number one, Now the person will get for drive the ship of the country for make he get sickness, for make he die. It's hard, Sierra Leoneans, them, you know, sometimes sometimes it can take me some time for make I even glance on social media, because I just feel disgusted with, you know, this, some of the ill-informed people that we don't infected social media, and they just the same stuff them all over. It's very, very sad. Now, I don't know who side Madabio go. Some people they say na Lebanon, some people they say not to Lebanon, because when you look at the picture where you come from the plane, I don't think say Madabio, if not the same picture, na Lebanon it go. If not that picture, na the current picture, I'm not sure. But that picture, it seems like na an African country. It could be somewhere. And we don't know what he might be, because you don't take how many months, you don't travel, that's fine. I believe say it go on official duty. But again, Madabio in government is being dictated by irresponsible people. Period.
But it go on a private visit, not official.
Oh, okay, private. Okay, private. Sorry. Right. Well, we don't know where you go, right? You know where you go?
That's in Lebanon.
That's in Lebanon.
And there is actually a picture of him meeting the Speaker of the Lebanon Parliament, who's actually was born in Bo. So like that first picture, I can have the whole picture of them put. You must say something to let over up. Before the marriage, I don't really a good picture. Just say no, it's not, you know. But there's actually pictures of him with the Speaker of the Lebanon Parliament. Some Lebanese guy already in Boda, Salon and Bona.
All right, so let's find out. Let's take the conspiracy theory. Say, Madabio get coronavirus. Let's take that conspiracy theory. What if they go to Lebanon if you get coronavirus? This is the ridiculous part of the entire theory, conspiracy theory. You know, if the person gets coronavirus, you know where they go? If they go to Germany, they go to America, they go to, because right now them places then they try for. Let's say they go to Russia, because Russia right now they don't begin for give the young how they call them the young medicine out to the young people for test. Why don't they go to countries the way they make the medicine for the nip and test and for make at least you go try for men yourself. Then if they go to a third world country like Lebanon for go to what? Who knows? But it's social media. You get any idea? Go ahead, Baibura, if you get any idea on this talk.
Well, what you mean the talk is more start but when they say president. When they say president, leadership, and that particular type of leadership is different from a monarchy or chieftaincy. You are held accountable. Not only when they say accountability now for chief money, even information, the people they deserve to know the whereabouts of their leader. If like how you meet back for the fact from meeting Mankota talk about Sierra Leoneans, this conspiracy theory. Now the leadership, if when there is a failure of leadership, that breaks those conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
because we expect the leadership to live up to the expectation, transparency, accountability, that anything what government is for be very clear. Now we don't see with presidents they operate with a rogue state or then pariah state like Lebanon. The government don't go na president. What mother be land Lebanon? Salon don't suffer. Millions of diamond, gold, diamond. That man don't look. Now he don't look. He don't care. No. When the president fail for be accountable and transparent, then the conspiracy theory would they bring them.
Yeah,
now
true.
Money, you know, go with ten kind money they then go in Germany or America. That in loot, when you know say 2023 they lost power. The only rogue state or third world country who will able to accommodate and through the Lebanese command there. Now the Lebanon now make made woman go serve as a signatory for made a open account. Now they play the now the country money.
Hold on. I think you are too fast in terms of conspiracy theories. I think, say, first of all, first of all, how you are sure that Madabio they lost power in 2023? Secondly, who say you get the information say then can go lose na Lebanon? Thirdly, who say you don't say then don't go open accounts na Lebanon in West Coast side? So these are some of the things we.
Okay. Thank you for asking me. Can you ask the question from the rhetoric question we ask? Why not go to Germany? In all kind of other Western.
No. I'm talking about the coronavirus.
Institutions then they check who goes in the land. The only place where we go survive right now, for a make it do then dubious things. The man they can prepare and exit. We all don't see the popular.
Wow.
The country is hard. The man don't hurt the international community. The human rights record is bad. You know able to run the country, you know able to create jobs. Even the people are hungry. You know able to live.
Bible.
Now the man they work on in plan B.
Bible.
The exit the track offensive.
Bible. Can we be? So why don't they put a Swiss bank and other banks then way then get a stable economy? You see, who said the conspiracy theory fall apart?
No, it not fall apart. The man they try now root is saying now then a first it would Lebanese then that first step. From there and then get back other rogue states where they defend, where they go take the survive with the route.
Yeah, but that conspiracy theory, no one wants that. Let me bring Bashir, go ahead.
I think you reach this conspiracy just keeps the head on idea. You don't know that. You can speculate, but on the soccer, it's not facts you talk about. Let's say you know this is fact.
If the leader not
Speculation.
if the leader not need information, what do you mean? Me the thing for
No. But that's what's called a conspiracy theory. So you can say you're those conspiracy theories, but you say that's what you do. That's what makes you a conspiracy theory. You just need to stop and look at that, right? And like we say, I try to connect you as the private visit. What he make suppose to go? What is the private visit for president means they go on vacation. That's what it means. So, what he make the president go on vacation to Lebanon at this time? Would that go to Lebanon at this time for vacation? Think about it, right? Why Lebanon at this time? There's so much there. But when you start focusing on a diet from Corona, that the real deal for hold accountable for you may be able to account for anymore, because now you don't put yourself so far out there that even when you get a real controversy, you can hold it. There are questions that can be asked here. Waiting the president to go to Lebanon. This massacre just happened in Lebanon. You need to go there for an official visit for go sympathize with them. Or you say you go for a private visit, which means you're going on vacation. With that on the right man, they go vacation in Lebanon right now, with thousands of people there are buried homeless still.
Thousands of them lost their lives, yeah.
Right. Who's that going on vacation there right now? These are the things that, as an opposition, you need to ask and put pressure on. But when you start to come up with, in West Africa, you don't need for less salary for Lebanon. If you want to do that, you don't need for less. But they make like say, you know, people that open a kind of Panama, they need Panama force, they go to this, not do that. You don't need to do that.
No, but you hold it. I want to be very clear here. Yeah, when I talk here, when I talk on this forum, I don't want to talk now. I know they talk now as APC. You see, my quota, now very, very senior man, as APC man. According to party admin structures, anything when we talk now, not to APC, I talk as a Sierra Leonean. I not get no authority for make a talk on behalf of the party. I want to make a very, very, very clear.
But you are, you know, you speak officially speak for the party, but you are a member of the opposition. You are a member of the opposition party, right? What I'm saying, their opinion, because your opinion, which in my question about this Ebola, this Corona, the on deathbed thing, it's originated from the APC side. It originated from the APC side. So let's be honest, that's why it come on. I'm not saying that you can or whatever, but when the conspiracy is so outlandish, the day when you actually get so bad something for holding the president on, nobody listen to you anymore because all the story they're going from you. It's been so outlandish. You need what you need is answers. Ask for answers, but just because the person not provide you answer out front, all of a sudden you start for build up all these things. And it's so easy. When the man cap, remember when you go back 10 years, Abu, remember, I don't remember this.
Yeah. When I say
it's sick. That die, they die.
Yeah.
Right. Every time person left the country that die, they die. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. Okay? Because again, APC, I say, APC is for getting stuff together because a lot of time, whether they speak for them now, it's always fringe people from everywhere that is speaking for them. Okay? You need a one mouth who they speak, an official mouth to speak for APC. Because like I said, these are questions you can ask. It's legitimate questions here.
Yeah.
Which is this man they go do and leave out for private visit at this time.
At this particular time.
Right? How is fly out of Salon? The government paying him per diem on a private visit. I mean the people go with her. Right? You have been asking this type of questions. This is why you dig into finding the corruption and print the president as corrupt. But when you go to the stage and take bed, and then tomorrow the man what kind of snap the root. You don't kill them. All legitimacy of the true person away for that. Don't kill them.
Yeah, because now everybody they just think say this man not even real because na partisan something normal. You see this now always they talk about. You understand? When we become opposition, it is time for people that way get reason, people that way intelligent, people that way mature, we know how to ask questions, for hold the government accountable for making them go to talk. Because some of them small, one of the problems that the next segment of the program is we get leadership. The APC get leadership, but we don't get directions at this particular time. We don't get direction. And when we lack direction, everybody they come in for giving direction. They do this. So now we don't feel bad like hammock. The APC don't feel bad like hammock. They stay the one side. Every time they swing. Especially when small breeze come, we begin swing all over the place. This is where we effectiveness they dissipate until we start for the reason out. When the government do something, we forget about that partisan stuff and try for hold the government accountable in a real way, in a way where people then go, sit down and begin crashing. I think say what's in that person, this APC people then talk.
Marcus, there's also an effective way for undermining the government. Okay, I said the government way as Bible say, you need to communicate. Government will need to give you information, right? What things you they do as opposition?
What do you mean they do? Bashir, I got your answer.
Yeah, when I said this, when we ask questions,
I will malign you. So that you lose vote in the next election.
No, but malignment, say na two-way sword, right?
People they hate. When you put down that people they hate, when you ask questions, right? Like say if it's like you ask the question there because you lost this government here, I just said they no will come answer that, right? you don't start for bills every time now. Man, yeah. You know, the Beyonce said they likely keep the long stand.
I strongly disagree. We say, Mother, I strongly disagree. Mother, you know where to talk. Now, a strategy is very deliberate.
Let's talk about one very important thing we talk about first. Say because the president only talk, you they malign him as an opposition. You know, say that's not a two-way sword. Now boomerang something because you know why? When they malign somebody, where everybody knows say not to true, you they lose your credibility. And waiting right now the APC opposition party need right now credibility. Credibility na in the foundation for make we able come back na power. So if we not take us serious for anything where they come out na we must, where they put out na public, in all real, then we destroy we say because now the time now when we talk something when a real thing, people are not gonna believe again. They say about that so like that.
Don't forget, Madam. Don't forget Mankota, the Ebola saga. You already watched the anti-commissioner boss talk. The way them they talk, the way Mother be using SLPP for make them malign the former president with the former government. But the thing, later can read what the man talks say that international agency they can't give the money. But Mother be you.
For the Ebola strategy. Use some of this corona money. Don't go to go buy Prada there. Don't let that lady. Then send there. I ain't the best somebody lost votes.
Bible,
Yes,
one of the things where I see, like we talk also know, we don't get a sense of direction right now at the opposition, and we allow people that wouldn't don't get no idea what they talk about in politics. Now then they lead the narration, you know, now then they control the narratives, you know, now that make they fall apart very easily, you know, like what should they talk so. There are so many ways where we were able to hold this, we were able to undermine these governments for make people, but we don't have to do it out of malice, you understand? And secondly, this Ebola way they talk about, you understand, say, Madabio been a try for my line. You didn't know that it was an Eskoroma who called Madabio from London for camp, Igia money, Igia motoka them for make Madabio go around and you know, visit the people there. It was an Eskoroma. You see? So some of them here, all what we need as an opposition, let me put a structure where very, very credible. What right now APC need na credibility. Credibility na we need for make people then trust we for say yes. Now we are serious, we are credible, what we talk now true. You're not going to be able to achieve that by lying on people the way now everybody know if they talk live, it will take less than 10-15 minutes, people they know see they talk live because now social media don't give it instantaneous, you know, reactions on so many things. So we have to be very careful. Even though we want Madabio for now we win them, but if we not be careful, na boomerang. It come and bet we. Now that me concern that one day. Now let's talk about the APC itself. You know, we all know say we have a problem within the party. The party gets a serious problem where we need for sit down and talk and try for put things together. Number one, there are so many undermining they go on within the APC party. I'm talking about the leadership structure. You understand? Then there are so many things where they try for do for block reforms within the party, and these are all signs that we may not probably able to win the 2023 elections, because if the leadership they undermine other leadership, the other leadership they undermine the other leadership, then there is going to be nobody for able sit down and work out things, put out strategies, and try for make sure say we get a formidable team we get for push out real message in a more considerate way, so people then go able to trust we again and give we that power they back. You know, for example, the NRM and the leadership of the party, they still the saga way these things supposed to have been done settled long time ago. And here is the problem. The leadership of the party want for play the NRM. And I don't really do so now, doctor. No, now we're at the last segment now. But anyway, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so right. You see, now waiting they go on within that particular case there, the leadership, some members, not all, but some members them then just believe say the only way, instead of them sit down and negotiate with the NRM for make them find a way for pull that case there, then they try for do what they call divide and rule within the NRM, and it seems like it's failing very, very terribly. And within that they tell we tell we say there is still a long way for go between them two parties, the leadership and the NRM. Now what then they happen, then they call individual NRM member, then they try for promise them with so many things them, you know, incentives them, say okay, if you do this, what they call this, now so they do for you, now so they do for you, now so they do for you. This is what is going on within the leadership and the NRM, and that's not able to solve problem. A very, very easy, not solve problem. That number two, Sylvia Olayinka Blyden. Sylvia, in my own opinion, I support when he called for say it is time for make the leadership relinquish power and try for bringing new faces. This is something some of we been talk for a very, very long time within the APC party. You know, the problem here is Africans, when they hold power, they want to make them die inside that power there. Instead of them left, them bring in new faces and try for solidify, you know, the position of the party. So I agree with Sylvia for saying yes, the leadership need to relinquish power at this time and try for bringing new faces, new ideas, because it is very, very apparent that the current leadership not be able for effectively strategize for the 2023 election. That is not going to happen. The SLPP, in as much as we say Madabio na Mumu, but the SLPP don't create an atmosphere within real leadership where they prevent them from make them become effective in terms of strategy. And as we speak, based on million information what they get, some of their leadership are now working very tirelessly behind the scene with this same SLPP, where don't hold them so much. So how you go able for effectively strategize when say you hand the panda person emotes, or you don't even know whether you hand in a panda person emotes, you just get this concern either because of guilt, probably what you don't do before, maybe you think say the white people you named it or so therefore you they work now behind the scene with the same SLPP leadership for make sure say you own personal problems them, it will be solved. This is not going to help the APC party. So that make us support Sylvia Blyden. However, Sylvia, it seems, do the call, even though the call is correct, but do them in a genuine way. This is my problem with Sylvia. It seems Sylvia gets some kind of animosity or grievance with the leadership of the party. I remember Sylvia was one of the people that we actually they work very very hard for their reforms here. In fact, Sylvia even resigned from the 9-man committee because of the UQ when they go on. And Sylvia don't work so hard for make them reforms here. Now, when they arrest Sylvia, put her in jail, according to him, the leadership not do nothing. He say a single press release, they not pull, let alone for help out the way they're supposed for help out for make, because him in effect for the party. Now, because of in talk the way they talk against the SLPP in favor of the APC, now that make the arrest them. So for the past 20 days or more, where he did in prison, the APC party leadership not do nothing. So when he come out now, he come with this grievance, this animosity against the leadership. That is my problem with Sylvia, because it seems she is not genuine at all. This is my problem. But again, I get me commentators then.
Grievance though. Isn't that a genuine grievance though?
Huh?
Isn't that a genuine grievance?
Yeah, well, yes, it is genuine.
For 20 days, because we see what they do, which is the party, how the party take Palo in case, as if now APC case, and Sylvia in case, they look at them the other way. It's not genuine grievance though. I'm just saying. And Palo, you know, they not begin not to do APC. Like Palo have been go say they represent APC, right? But the party take Palo in case, as if not APC case. And the human we actually got arrested because of in opposition towards the government in case we not even do anything.
Not true, but
that's a legitimate grievance.
Yeah, that's true. But the problem is why Sylvia be no say not to today we know say the APC leadership will not be going to, will not going to be effective in terms of strategizing. Some of you be know that from the first year of Mada Beyond in regime, now they will begin call them and the why Sylvia not being called the leadership at that particular time, and now one of the people that were actually been the silent in terms of trying for tell them people and they say it is time for make them come out until after the leadership discard them at the time now where they call it. This is my problem with her. Yes, the grievance is very, very genuine.
Michael, if you allow me to say something.
Go ahead. Now interactive discussion.
African leaders then no one less power. You see, now the way our power therefore put you in a situation will be your life go down, your life, your family all go there insecure. You are no longer protected.
That's true.
And I want me look and back the other side. Like you in the leadership, like former president Anes Goma, the captain of the ship. Now we need a very turbulent storm. Me on by Bure. If the angels left because people are saying go, me they take and say it's a betrayal of trust. If we wait till he stay the course, he stabilize, say he drive out of the storm, then he can go. But men not listen to people then because they're in a crisis situation. If we go just because of God's sake, because he always something. That entrust when we trust and say for me it will be until October 15. The time not done of this. And they talk no more, go. No.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Because you bring the narrative of the ship, right? If you get a captain where this ship then a turbulent time, but say the captain becomes very, very it collapse. Okay.
Just say the storm is based on the captain's presence in the ship. Never they get worse. So
yeah. The captain not able for drive this ship again no longer. No, you don't think say it much more better for make another captain coming in for pull this ship from the turbulent, or just because the captain now in the captain, so therefore whether he able for steer the ship out of this storm here, he just supposed for do. So do you think that is a reasonable way?
Well, I make from the analogy you agree. Now people now a lot of people now they vote get in that position there. That trust who they get on no account is betrayed with trust. Be they the voiceless, the market women, the youth man they won't able to talk like how the other people in the talk, the social people you just for consider before you take any decision.
Let me ask you a question again. Let me ask you a question. I understand. All what you talk to are true, you know. But do you know say President Ernest Bai Koroma been give a promise before the election, right? Where he say after the election done, 6 months, it hand over power. That is, it hand over the chairmanship of the party to a temporary chairman until this was what Ernest Bai Koroma say. Not to 1 term, not to 2 term. Nothing way he been say. But hold on. Let me finish. Let me hold on. So nothing way he been talk. You understand? And I understand say he been the same because he been 100% believe say the APC they win power back. They win the election. That was. But even at that, why do you think Ernest Koroma in very well no say right now at this particular time Ernest Koroma not be able to become effective at all? Why Ernest Koroma not for being done honor in promise, irrespective of what you would think say na turbulent not turbulent, honor that would and call it can still contribute behind the scene but not as a leader. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hold on, Doctor, I come to you.
The SLPP no go never mean anything good for the APC. If the SLPP then support and as Koroma for left right now, me go there against her. Because it is not in the interest of the APC, not for the goodness or the likeness that the APC they love the one from Ego. They have a strategic reason where that man they take exit, where they go exploit for endanger the party.
Tell me exactly waiting now the benefits for Ernest Koroma for staying na power as a chairman of the APC. Tell me exactly the benefits.
Well, that are the dynamics of the politics. Only fools and God don't change. It's for very good reason. You see this, if you don't first talk say in 3 months if for left, but for very good reason upon in leadership from your experience, you see say for steady cause. Me, that trust what we don't get until November, I still rubber stamp and he continue. Because that man was done a part right now. Well look now. Who side the want to done there? We don't there above who side there right now.
No,
for prevent that. What the NSA do specifically for prevent that? You make like NSA do something actively for counter what the matter to do.
Yes. If we be not put any erratic now. Well, okay. Thank you, Bashir. Thank you, Bashir. If we put any erratic somebody, like how Ernest the handler so, the handler appropriately, they provoke him. They go tell McKenny go kill people and they. If there are erratic people there, if we don't come out with a full force violent way, he commits an error. But he still the beer, he there and that will not hear he talk. What he here for talk will not know it. Me they will say I hear he talk. Believe me, this man he they provoke him for may the president commit an error, may you plunge the entire country into chaos. And that's what Ernest Koroma say, he want peace. To me, he convinced me say he really mean it. If we mistake that party come out, okay, any erratic somebody, when they go as mother be provoke a normal, when say fire, the post say petrol, Salon will blaze.
But okay, hold on. Before we go to doctor, let me. I think I lost a little bit. Whether they provoke who? Is it Madabio they provoke and Ernest Bai Koroma and Ernest Koroma they provoke Madabio?
Madabio, now they provoke. Look. Now we could go against the Commission of Inquiry from the one. Now it is that to use interest. You don't use that interest of country. Now everything now which hunt. Now it makes some of you get sense from the one who they against them because.
So tell me, lastly,
they take money in the interest of the country.
Lastly, lastly, tell me, are you saying at this particular moment you know the no rational person wey for take the leadership of the party at this particular moment we know the no rational person at the party? Na you want for tell me pass na next no more.
Well, I not go talk so, but the only thing he experienced now that's Leone. Now, nobody who don't get the experience for rule the country for 10 years. He don't know the now he make it a so.
Alright.
Me, my breath. Them go tell them go kill people. I mean, I've been thinking. The next day I will bomb any side me for bomb. So I don't.
Alright, doctor, come in.
Right now.
Doctor, come in.
Now me don't condemn it.
Yeah, hold on. Let doctor come in. Doctor. Yeah, come in. Bible, hold on. Doctor, come in.
Yeah, well, they say Kapu sense, not Kapu word.
Alpha's I do.
Yes, so first to have entered even the talk about silver gliding. There are just very few comments that they make because I don't hear it from the tidbits of not talking at all. Excuse me, viewers, listeners, comrades, commentators, some of we who can get a sense of humor, but it is stemmed from the past years of experience. Some of we were born before independence. So the history of Sierra Leone, we can able to narrate off the books. But let me say here, silver blinding to start with, I was very surprised when he said, Fambolem, I don't hope you know that they can't arrest me now. Well, I go represent myself. That was a very shocking statement we made. How you go get a government case, you know want a lawyer. I also want to pay you to that. Then later on, you can't get a lawyer. Well, yes, I go blame the APC, but I'm not going to blame them for say they not put anything because it's a political case. The many things and the way you go say, now me go fight this case for myself. Now me go fight for the politics or for the political party. But when you don't come make an open announcement, then you don't go in and out, in and out, in and out. Then you can make suddenly a statement for say, this one for left, this one for go. It's very suspicious. Sylvia, I expect them, the doctor, gets a very big IQ, just like me, and I respect that. But don't forget, Sylvia enjoyed the suits of office of the APC. It's the only way they inside the APC. And don't forget, it must become of so many people in the APC. So, I mean, there is a lot where he go wants for using your own discretion later on now. I see your own integrity as a doctor for saying, no, these are not going to take them. Or, I'm not going to take this. It begin get problem with them and other things.
Yeah, but doctor, let me ask you a question.
But despite that, once he talk, he not be talking about the right place for say, and it's going to fall it. You know, I listened to this man, cannot do Bobo, Sabiam, Elijah Abubakar, Nabi, where he talk. Just two things that we talk from me in audio. When it's starting talk them day, if you not talk them the same way, if you talk them, then you will go wrong. This and Eskoroma, even you, Mr. Mankota, sorry for just refer to you as you. As soon as the young man there wanna try, I say it don't time for make and Eskoroma relinquish power. You see, experience is one thing. Experience is the best teacher. And honestly, even when you go for a job and they ask for experience, but if they look you qualifications, you don't get experience. You do job on the training, and then you go get the experience. And Eskoroma not get experience, political experience we have. That be businessman. So when you come, now you begin brewing in political. So say this experience, now for make you hold on to power. No, I disagree with that. And honestly, now make some of we left APC. I don't want for
you come back, you come back.
No, I can't. I can't. But what I've been trying for advice is now for the peace of the country. The peace of the country, not go left and this do me, I do you. You boss me, I boss you. I will be cyclops. One eye. The problem about the country, we're not honest, we're not get integrity, and we're not pious, we're not godly. We don't go into so many, how you call them? I don't know, on the wall, fetish and other things, them will mix up for all the country. We'll not get hurt, we'll not get something for the poor people. So much so that, I mean, things that go wrong, we will keep a blind eye, will become blind supporters. This may end up with the country into this brick of fall. So this is what we really try for talk no more is.
All right, Bashir, go ahead.
The youth man there, no, I don't know.
Okay, sorry. What you just say, at least I get for talk no more.
No, what are they trying to talk about? Peace of the country. I hope say the NRM and the APC will come to one word, make them try to get a new leadership. There is no leadership for life. That is dictatorship. I mean, when I get for another one day, whether it is from the side of the APC or any other party in that country.
True.
Because you know all the people into ransom. Mankota, if you play football, the active age of football from 18, 19 up to 35, you are finished.
Yeah,
Roger Miller and others. Yes. I mean, you are finished. Roger Miller and others, they went beyond that because then you get African gene. Where if you let you old self, where they go play football, you let you don't touch you, so you're not 21, make you up there, they think you. That's a lie.
If they don't feel around you, they will not be around you anymore.
Yeah. So if you don't play up to that time day, you don't do that politics, you're active. You go up to a certain age, maybe for you groom others them so that they come. Now you can say no honest. Okay, look like Ponsi like Alpaka, look like Ponsi like Victor Fo and others when them all in the party. Look other people them. I mean, but by the time they go into the final, when they say Argentina, Brazil, if you don't get a leader where you don't groom, where you don't put for people, but you not do it. You box up people and you make people them, protect people them, all mankind with the stupidity. They say that they can't stand.
All right. No,
I'm not doing it.
Well, you get 1 minute. You get 1 more minute.
Okay, that country for makeup. And like the same too, they go to right now. All man they talk say, oh, the chairman, with this, with that. Let I tell you something. Matter Bill, if you look in team of people the way they walk around them, that's also young man them. We're very brilliant PhD, they say they're not get experience, so then they blame them, then they do this, oh, they come up and lie. They're gaining experience. That's why then they build the team. That's why they build team tested by the time when they say the final, they all don't be a bag by them. Nobody know where they again. Okay, without Igbo camp put to Madabio, whether Anes Kuruma or any other body, now where Madabio don't consolidate itself in the country. Tell me back. You don't hold the government. You don't hold the judiciary. You don't hold the police. You don't hold the OSD. You don't hold the Amimande. You don't hold the Tamaboro. You don't hold the Gif. You don't hold the Capras. You don't hold the young people are from the outside Ghana.
All right, round up, doctor.
Who do I go front up for saying it go better? Now, all the now we follow justice, then we pray to God, we go into the polls, who do I get for win against them? The international community now, they then go team up, they will say, well, this person has done it. But otherwise, nobody not send anybody before and make nobody no go die for nothing. Whether na Neskuruma, whether na no Neskuruma, na anybody we come, we could just do things justly within the parties and outside the parties. They will go before.
All right, thank you very much. Bashir, go ahead. Now we'll round up.
So, let's just talk a little bit about Sylvia before I talk about Hannes. Sylvia is an opportunist. So, me, the problem I get with Sylvia, she's an opportunist, right? Not so the grievance or or the how legitimate of a question or even the opinion, right? It's the timing, right? Because Sylvia was also not neutral with this NRM. Sylvia was one of the people in the beginning that was blasting NRM. She was not a supporter of it, like at least not outwardly, right? And because now that she's sidelined by the leadership and other grievances, right? Also now she's saying that, this NRM is actually picking up steam. It is a legitimate grievance. The court has actually acknowledged their grievance. All of a sudden now, she's positioning herself. So for me, that's the part I don't, just that credibility part of her, because it's all about herself, right? But what she's asking for is very legitimate, okay? Like the doctor said, you play football by 35 years old, you think about retirement. If you play past that, but most times people don't begin time for, but set themselves up. By the time when they are next, will make yourself party leader for life, right? So it's like you don't make yourself captain for life when you are about to approach your retirement. And the reason Anes do that, I go back to this. I don't know if I've done this before, but the reason Anes do that, I forget to make himself a kingmaker at the party. That's the only thing Anes gets interested in. For make it become the kingmaker. And this is the same way he lost this past election. Because again, Anes decides to choose that inland as the leader, even though that particular person to the grassroots was unpopular to the grassroots support. It still imposed that person on them. This is the same we do like as a kind of not anymore for the party because of waiting and let's do that. The reason that some of them are Bokuman, even Bokuman there right now, they will express themselves, they will come to against SLPP right now. They just stay on the side, and because they don't want cross. To fight the dirty fight now. Okay, now they do this before 2023 comes. Not for 2022, almost 5 months later, you can, unless you pick somebody, will do that, pick somebody, can put as president, as leader. In a work, you have to allow people to start showing their leadership now. You need to show these young leaders, especially this NRM, they get a lot of able leaders. I've had these guys talk, I've read their stuff. They have a lot of incredible leaders with potential. Allow them to start expressing themselves. Now, 2001, Victor Ford. And now he's doing the same thing. And then we want to justify that. Oh, well, experience. You know, big experience. So we take over the party leadership. To be honest, people like Victor Ford had more political experience than him.
Yeah.
And you're telling me he has grown as a better leader. What's making give somebody else a chance? Just stick with this man. And to me, he is not got the party right now. It's very reactive.
I
He's not doing anything.
I will not get sense of direction right now, to be honest with you. And
offices are closing in different districts there. Boku APC offices, almost the old south and east, all the party offices is all about closed. There's no activities happening there anymore because the party itself, it's not functioning. Because let's don't take the party, unless you don't have McKinney. The party office is free town. But the power they should manage. But every 2-3 months you see the APC, all man know the one power, they go kiss in ring. Because that's what he wants. He wants to be the kingmaker. That's it.
yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. One thing where I just want for time, me brother Naya, and if he I advise you for make you no answer, but if you answer, make sure say you sure what you talk about. That is Bible. Bible you say you dey still support an Escolmate October, which is about a month and a half from now or a month from now. After October, are you going to start calling an Escolmate say it is time for a relinquished power or what? You can if you know wish for answer, no answer.
Okay, make a help make we all will listen to this more understand. They begin with the NRM. The NRM can get beautiful ideas. But what you mean afraid? Listen, no, what you mean afraid? Men and no set a bad precedent. If the current leadership allow, because of the NRM, then the way they behave to them, they can do something who not they in line with the constitution. Tomorrow, me by Bure. This you know, backward. Me say I do the same thing as the same people I go with those NRM.
So tell me exactly what in the NRM don't request way they in line with the constitution.
I want the NRM because what in take out this election. For it is constitutional. It is there in our constitution. Because how the program been made, the circumstances of the day, I wish anything where they question any principle holding as the constitution. Imagine what the people that will make the constitution, what them in their mind, how they rationalize that point day for maybe day.
But why you get constitutional amendments? What is the importance of constitutional amendments in government? I don't say you do government.
When I make them don't green now, make a convention, they go file an injunction again. They don't stop everything.
No, I think you misunderstand the injunction. You misunderstand the injunction.
You don't understand. I don't think you understand that. No, that was not the injunction. The injunction, the court injunction not even asked for convention.
Yeah.
Just asked them to make them go mediate first.
I think you misunderstand the purpose of the injunction.
The court no one rule. You have to go mediate first between themselves because the court no one make a decision for them. Okay. And since the court said that the leadership has refused to call our meeting, like Abu said, that they go and play for change time. But that's not the thing. You make a very simple selection. The selection was never party leader. The power to select was never left for the party leader. That the party leader and any that would be Black Bearer. It was never left that way. That was never the intention. It was not remember that.
No. But she watching me see from the inside of it. I want to get and clear. Like at some point, the constitution therefore reach out all the various sectors of life, like the women, the leaders, the all them various sectors.
Okay. I don't think say you understand based on what you talk. So the purpose of this election in 1995, because when the NPRC dey na power, dem bin ban any gathering, large gathering, political gathering, especially the APC. You understand? So at that time, the APC not been get the opportunity for make them able gather for make a convention for elect the people them. Now the reason that one then say, well, since we not go able to gather for now, let we just appoint people then and then the selection come into the constitution. It was purposely because of the ban where the NPRC make against the APC at that time. And from that time, 1996 passed, 2002 come, 2007 come, 2018 come. I'm able.
Nobody used it. Nobody used it.
Come on, man.
They don't use that. None of the use that. Unless we the leader, party leadership, he was voted for. He was voted for in convention. He was not selected. He was voted for. Okay? Even with a re-elector for the convention for in second time, he was voted for also. We were against Pakaba. He was voted for.
You see,
he was not selected.
The leadership they use the selection process not only for politics but now for financial purpose, because we know say the symbols, for example, the way they would them call the parliament, the symbol now they the problem can begin them. And the Skroma used that selection day during the 2017-18 election where it caused the problem. And if something will not say it don't cause problem. Now that make in government there is always an intention or a tendency for constitutional amendment, because people in the group there are certain clauses now in constitution where no will ever fit with the current society. Now that make it is right for make the people then go back and sit down and say, will they pull this out? We don't need that again because it is giving problem. They amend them. So the NRM just want for then call for reforms for pull that one day. The no first person say, will they go for pull it now? No, they just say that's need for come out. Now the leadership they try for twist the thing, instead of them pull out, they say they need what they call consultation. Okay, but to be honest with you, we don't get consultation by default. Before I dey go run, I dey go make the leadership say I want for run. That's not consultation. The problem is they want for use that consultation day. Now semantics they try for play. They want for use that consultation day, the same function, the same objective for choose parliamentarian and other positions them, because them people they buy the symbol. The more you buy the symbol, the more the leadership they get money. Personal money. I'm not talking about the if we put an even party party down and then a personal money. This is where the problem is, Mr. Baibure. You see?
Well, me, I don't want to discussion like this. They go on the other side, the SLBB. I want
because they don't have a problem.
No talking like APC, like Bashir was suspecting.
They don't have the problem.
They're not for them.
But Bashir na APC, Bashir not to SLPP.
You see, the problem is, when you look at is that when you get party problems, it's a civilian problem. When you get ineffective leader like Annette, who don't know power, in order to run for anything, or still want to be the most powerful leadership person still, not a problem for the country. That's who they be in. Annette for retire right now, John McKinney, is doing farming and chill. But Annette election end, right? I was a delegate from a county, Palm Beach County in Florida, for both in the democratic state to get rid of super delegates. Okay, we challenge constitution, challenge that, and get rid of it. This past election, this past primary, the range of super delegates. You know, so this past presidential through South America, this primary, you're rid of anything but the Democrat super delegate thing. No, we get rid of it because if you don't make it for a long time, we realize okay, people now are using it to politicize it and pretty much buy votes before the election even starts. As a party, we look at them and get rid of it. So constitutions can be amended anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to do.
More power as a leader.
The last thing I want to say, some of we left the APC party